guys, so with the awakening of Holly Berry Cookie, we're going to be talking about the cookies right now inside of the game that are going to be worth your investment, especially focusing on every single class as well. And to kind of just show you guys, hey, these are the cookies that you might want to invest in as of right now if you want to go and take advantage of the best cookies. You technically could play this game, especially the world exploration and things like that, the way you want. That's the beauty of this game. However, if you want to utilize the best cookies, have an easier time, then these cookies are going to be the best recommendations, especially for each class. But before I get into it, for all of those of you guys who are asking, HyRool, why do you not promote your cookies? Why do you not awaken your cookies? Why do you not do all of these stuff? The reason why I don't do them anymore, especially for the newer cookies that come out, I don't go above 2-star awakening, promotion, and stuff like that, is because of the fact that I want to try and keep my distance with my majority of my viewers as close as possible. Alright, most of the free-to-play players who actually take their time and invest their time in this game, right, are going to be able to most likely reach at least 2 stars without too much of an issue. Especially if you have some luck, then that is going to be easily possible. However, if I start sending them all the way to the max, if I start promoting them higher, then the guides and stuff like that becomes less relatable. So that's the reason why I don't invest, or I don't promote or awaken these cookies further than 2 stars as of right now. But let's get into it. Of course, we're going to start out with the defense type, and that is going to be without a doubt Holly Berry Cookie. Holly Berry Cookie has become the best tank that you can use inside of the game right now for pretty much all of the game mode. She pretty much makes everybody just take less damage, increase their survivability, as well as she does good damage now too. So because of all that reason, Holly Berry is going to be a very important / good tank defense cookie for you guys to use right now. Of course, you guys are able to get a free Holly Berry from Might of the Ancient Part 1 as well as Part 3 if you guys choose to do so. And as of right now, we still have a couple days left, but you know, Holly Berry cookies missions are still available, and if you guys do complete most of them, and I believe with it you should be able to get at least 2 stars without too much of a problem. Alright, so hopefully you guys are able to do that and utilize her. The best topping right now for her inside of the arena, for most of the players, if you guys can get it, is going to be full Swift Chocolate. But the full peanut build, alright, which is going to be full HP build, is also a very good option. However, if all of those things are not working out, the best way to go is going to be full solid almond to increase that damage resist. And for her biscuit, if you guys are able to get that really high and really good topping settings with the Swift Chocolate and stuff like that, damage resist bypass is going to be perfectly fine. However, if you are utilizing her inside of something like the world exploration, steal damage is also good, but you can simply just go with HP and damage resist like this one right over here, just so that you have her tanking for the team like what she's supposed to do. Alright, so that is going to be the best one for the defense type right now. If you guys are looking for someone who is going to be decent from the super epic side, then Elder Fairy is not bad. Crimson Coral, they're not bad. Alright, these two are not bad at all. But if I had to choose from the epic side of things, right now still Financier is going to be really good with the magic candy. There are some even arena comps going around with Financier as well. But if you guys just want a simple, like, you know, cookie that is going to be able to do what you want them to do, which is tank, then Fettuccine is not a bad option either, just because of the fact that Fettuccine has this invincibility as well as self-healing and all of those kind of things, and you also have a lot of debuffs as well. So that's another option, especially without a magic candy, that you do need to invest in. Alright, next one is gonna be from the charge side, and of course right now still the best charge inside of the game is gonna be our Burning Spice cookie. Of course, Burning Spice has come down inside of the arena meta, especially with the release of Holly Berry, but inside of world exploration and things like that, still going to be really good. Does so much damage, also has that invincibility, so I would definitely recommend you guys to use Burning Spice for a lot of the PvE stages. And the topping setting is going to be full Searing Raspberry with extra fire type damage for PvE side, or you can go with like damage resist bypass, or even attack and crit and things like that. But fire damage is going to be your best option for PvE. And for the other charge, besides our Burning Spice, Dark Cacao Awaken is not too bad, but from the Dragon and Super Epic, nothing here. And from the actual Epic side, there are certain ones that are going to be decent and can be used for specific stages, like Dark Choco for those stages where you don't really need to focus on surviving, but just dealing as much damage as possible. But the other cookie that you can kind of use right now that is pretty good in most of the stages is going to be something like our Burnt Cheese. Burnt Cheese does also have that debuff immunity as well as some of that damage focus as well, so you are able to go and kind of use him to protect your cookies, and is going to be a solid charge that you are able to use for your team. Now moving on is gonna be our magic cookie, and without a doubt right now the best magic is gonna be Shadow Milk. And then moving on to the next is gonna be the Bomber, which is gonna be another DPS, Eternal Sugar. So all of the beasts right now, these 3 beasts right over here, except for Mystic Flower, are taking the role of the best cookies. And then for the healer side, I have to say it's split between Awaken, Pure Vanilla, as well as Mystic. But in my personal opinion, this is my personal opinion, I still think inside of the game, in the general context of things, Pure Vanilla Awaken is just a lot better, because of the fact that not only do you have rally effect, you also do have injury alleviation, you have a bunch of buffs, you are able to revive cookies, you're able to do burst heal and things like that. So I have to say Pure Vanilla Awaken is going to be your best healer, but Mystic Flower is going to be also very good. But going back to the magic and the bomber side, of course Shadow Milk is going to be very good without any doubt, as well as Eternal Sugar. However, if you had to choose between these two out of the DPS slot, alright, then I would say right now, instead of the overall general context, Eternal Sugar is actually going to be slightly better in my opinion, because of the AoE damage as well as the damage focus that she is able to do. Shadow Milk is going to be really good to dealing that single hit damage mainly. Of course you do still AoE damage and things like that, but Eternal Sugar just does more damage AoE style, as well as also focusing on that one particular cookie. Also is able to put the enemies into crystals as well, and immobilize them. So I would say right now these two are going to be super good, but in PvE side of things, Eternal Sugar is going to be, in my opinion, the best. Shadow Milk still going to be one of those best cookies for the arena, with Eternal Sugar not far behind, or sometimes even better, especially on how you build these two cookies. But for general context, Syrian Raspberry is going to be your best build, and also inside of the arena people are using Swift Chocolate. Same thing for our Shadow Milk as well. And then damage resist bypass, of course, is going to be your Biscuit. And then of course you do have something like poison damage for Eternal Sugar. For Shadow Milk, you can just simply go with damage resist bypass or some extra crit and cooldown and things like that. But before I forget, I do have to mention Fire Spirit cookies. So I said Shadow Milk is going to be one of the best, if not the best, magic cookie for arena. Alright, I have to say Fire Spirit though is going to be the best magic cookie for PvE. Alright, so Fire Spirit is going to have that revive, summon Hydras, able to do so much extra damage, burn damage, area damage, and things like that. And this build is going to be very similar as well with the Syrian Raspberry or Swift Chocolate. And then of course you can go with some extra cooldown or some fire type damage for Fire Spirit. So definitely going to be a cookie that you want to invest in. And then next is going to be going into our range, and in my opinion right now the best range is going to still be Wind Archer cookie. Of course Wind Archer has fallen out of the meta, same thing with our Golden Cheese Awaken as well, but when it comes to PvE, I will have to say Wind Archer is still going to be one of the best to just go through all of the stages as well. Of course there are certain cookies inside of the epic rarity which I will go over as well, but I would say Wind Archer is going to be your best, and the build is going to be full on Syrian Raspberry with some extra wind type damage, or you just go simply with attack speed or crit and things like that. And then we also do have Ambush, and in my opinion right now we do have Ambush like Black Pearl, but right now Black Pearl is not that great, and I will just have to give the best ambush title to our Rebel cookie. Alright, so Epic cookie taking the best title as of right now. Of course, if a higher rarity ambush comes out later down the line, this might change, but Rebel is still going to be really, really good. That defense reduction, that elemental damage weakness, and just the ability to do a bunch of damage and put decoys and tank for the team is also going to be really, really good. So Rebel is going to be the best ambush. I would say Swift Chocolate is also pretty good. You know, you could go with Juicy Apple Jelly as well, but you just want to have Rebel either spam the skill or be able to do a lot of damage in the beginning. Sometimes Rebel may die, so just keep that in mind and put some damage resist on him. And then of course, coming into the support side is gonna be our Cream Ferret Cookie. Best support inside of the game without a doubt. Snapdragon is not far behind as well, in my opinion. And we also do have a very, very strong epic support who is gonna be Star Coral. So these three have not really changed at all, but Cream Ferret still takes the best title, in my opinion, for the support side, and the amount of buffs, healing, and things like that, and the ability to survive really, really well is going to be the key of Cream Ferret. And for the supports, Swift Chocolate and Cooldown are going to be your best friend. Now, going into some of the other cookies that we talked about, like some of the range bombers, as well as you know, we have magic as well. From the range side of things, I would still have to say maybe Twizzly Gummy is still good, as well as of course our Creme Brulee are going to be really, really good. We also do have the bombers, and then right now bomber is gonna be someone like Black Lemonade, but Black Lemonade is also very restricted though, in the regards that you have to use her with someone like Twizzly Gummy to go and maximize her actual effects. And then lastly, we do have the magic side of things, and right now, in my opinion, a lot of the epic magics are not really worth investing in, except for the ones that are specifically for guild, like Wedding Cake, who is going to be used inside of the Living Abyss, and maybe sometimes Mango, but that's very outdated as well, only used for specific stuff, and you do need to level up the magic candy. But that is pretty much what we have for this video. A little bit different than last time, but I wanted to go over like the best cookies in each class, and just want to let you guys know that power level is not everything in that inside of this game. It's not a numbers game. Just simply because you have high number does not mean you're going to be able to beat that stage. A lot of these cookies come with different skills, unique skills that are going to be needed, alright, can be used for specific stages as well. So just keep that in mind. And of course, later down the line, we are going to have Stormbringer Cookies Crystal Jam, which might make her the best charge cookie, which we'll have to see how that goes. But as of right now, still Burning Spice is going to be the best. So that is pretty much what I have for you guys. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. And yeah, I'll catch you guys all inside the next video.